Good morning, everybody. Welcome. March 10th, 1 week away from St. Paddy's Day, and you all are watching the Kiwanis Connects show, coming to you live from the WWDBTV studios in the heart of Las Vegas, Nevada. I am the voice, Hall of Famer Aaron Phillips, with the honor and pleasure of simply anchoring this show, telling John when to run commercials, because the true star of the show is the lady you see on the camera. She is the head honcho, numero uno of the Cal Neva District of Kiwanis, Dr. Val, Governor Val, everybody's best friend. Good morning. How are you today?
Aloha, Aaron. I'm absolutely fabulous. When I look at you and see all the shine from the top of your head, I just know that brilliance is going to happen today.
Oh, you mean to tell me my head is like a beacon for you?
You're glowing. You look absolutely fabulous. Happy Friday.
I just want to let everybody know, as they're watching, currently right now, where Governor Val and our guests are, they are going through some like heavy rains and flooding, flash flooding stuff. So I don't know how that weather may affect some of the feeds. Prior to the show going on, everything worked perfect, so to speak. So I'm just going to ask everybody out there as you're watching to just kind of bear with some of the buffering and some of the things that may happen. I just want to let everybody know, if you're watching on Facebook, you got a lot of choices. Obviously, you're watching us here on the Kiwanis Connects page, but you have the WWDBTV page, Aaron Phillips page, Aaron Phillips The Voice page. Where else are we? YouTube, WWDBTV.com YouTube, the Kiwanis Connects YouTube channel. By the way, call us 702-992-3207. And if you want to watch anything again, why not? Then guess what? You can watch it on all those video feeds. But if you've got Roku, the Roku streaming service, you got to download the WWDB TV channel. Not only the Kiwanis Connect show, but there's a plethora, like that word. I worked on that all night, Val. Plethora of shows.
Very nice. Very nice.
Listen, I hurt myself opening up the dictionary. There's a lot of shows on the network you can watch, so please make sure you do that and share us all with the entire world. That's all we ask. Nothing more, nothing less. Anyway, so how's your week been since I last saw you?
It has been absolutely amazing. We are going through a lot of different adjustments as we get ready for our mid-year South. And so I've had the opportunity to zoom into Louisiana, Mississippi, and Tennessee, and meet with people in Missouri, Arkansas, and Illinois, Iowa, and all over our CNH district this week. So I'm really glad I didn't have to put any mileage on the car. It was all zoom, zoom, zoom. So it's been fun.
Well, you know what? We all should have purchased Zoom stock during the pandemic, because ever since then, the electronic conferencing has just gone through the roof around the world, and it's just been nuts. I know later on we'll talk about Midwinter South and who the guests will be on the Kiwanis Connect show while I'm on a cruise, and I get to miss her. But that's the life we lead, and I want to make my wife happy of 34 years.
Happy wife, happy life.
You know what? Nothing could be true. Nothing could be further from the truth than that right there. That is it, my friends. We will be on international waters, cruising to Cabo, but who knows? Little birdie told me by the way, are we on the same time zone as Mexico? I have no idea. Is Cabo the same time as us? Anybody know?
I think so.
All right. Thanks, John. Appreciate that.
I think it's always 5 o'clock in Cabo.
Then it should be Mountain or Central.
Okay. Oh, so they are ahead of us. So maybe a little birdie
We'll have to get up early.
We'll have to get up early and check, right? Geez. Maybe a little birdie might send me a link just in case I can finagle my wife for letting me log on, so I can say hello to our guests next week. So anyway, all right. Hanging in our virtual green room, we have speaking of guests, we have a couple of gentlemen to join us. Val, I would love to give you the opportunity to please introduce our guests.
Well, I've had the opportunity to be a guest at their club meeting. And so we have Rusty Davis, who is from the San Luis Obispo Morning Club. There's Rusty. And Rusty
got a bomber behind him.
Yeah, he's got someone hanging out behind him. And then we also have Mark. And I want him to tell us more about himself, because when I heard him, it just blew my mind. And so, Mark, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. And, in the very beginning when you started talking, I was taking so many notes. I don't think I could do a great introduction for you. So tell us a little bit about what you do. So,
All right. Well, thank you so much for this opportunity to share. And I'm Mark Schaefer. I'm the executive director of United Cerebral Palsy of San Luis Obispo County, and I've been in the special ed field for the last 40 years. I originally started as a special ed teacher and a van driver, and I quickly learned that taking people with developmental disabilities out in the community changed their behavior and made them really more interactive and more appropriate. So, and that's been kind of the leading force of me kind of dedicating my life to helping people with all types of developmental disabilities to fully participate in their community, because that's how we all grow. We grow by getting out there. So that's a quick summary of my background.
My wife, I can appreciate your background. My wife has the same background, starting off in special ed. When I first met her, she was teaching Down syndrome. And then when she went to public school, she was dealing with the special education classes. That's her background and career. So I can certainly understand and appreciate that type of background, especially as it is applicable to what you do now.
Yeah, and it's kind of hard because our name's deceptive, United Cerebral Palsy, because we really support all types of developmental disabilities. So Down syndrome, individuals with autism. And we also support them from when they're born, which is often a very tough time for families, because at first they go through the various stages when they find out their child has a disability. And we have parents that work with them to let them understand they're going to have the same experiences that they would have if they had a normal child. Sports, the individual will get a job someday, and that's so important to support from when they're individual till they're seniors.
I just want to let our audience know, John is exceptional at what he does. He's still throwing his voice to all of us while his picture is frozen. So that's a great skill. I hope it's going to unlock, Mark. I don't know. I would say see if it can. I want to say to have you kind of like refresh the page, but I don't want to lose you either. But right now your picture's frozen, just as an FYI. All right, Val, why don't we introduce our other guest?
Absolutely. Rusty and I met through Action Club and doing the Action Club convention. And for most people, they don't know what Action Club is. So Rusty is now currently the president of the Kiwanis Club of San Luis Obispo Morning. And so, Rusty, can you share a little bit about what Action Club is and how
Action Club, as you know, I used to be the president of my morning Action Club. It was through my work over at Achievement House that we started that in 2019. But due to the COVID situation, we don't have our Action Club anymore. So yours truly decided to join with the Tascadero Kiwanis Action Club, and I've been doing this since a long time. So I enjoy for what I do, helping kids throughout the world. That's our mission, and I enjoy for what I do.
Very, very cool. And so Action Club is one of the special organizations that we have that no other organization has, which is adults with disabilities and adults with special challenges and needs get to do all the things when they were young, which is serving, having fun, and being social and leading themselves, which I absolutely love. because it just means we all get to serve and we're all part of the Kiwanis family. And I know, Aaron, you probably have a couple questions.
Well, first of all, I've been Key Club is where I got my start back in 1980. But, also very familiar with what Action Club is and whatnot. Rusty, I got to imagine that a lot of people who are, whether they're in Kiwanis or not, it's academic, but they see you as obviously a huge success story. Do people talk to you about how you've come through the Kiwanis ranks and what Kiwanis means, and have people look up to you and use them as a measuring stick for their success?
Well, before I started with the Kiwanis and before I started doing the Action Club, I've been mostly doing Special Olympics since 1989. Right now, I haven't been doing any Special Olympic sports because due to what happened since the COVID hit. But I'm still active. I'm still working out in the community. I have friends that ask me, "Hey, what do you do for a living?" I tell them what I do, and they go, "How do you do all these things?" I said, "Well, because I put my mind to it, and once I put my mind to it, I don't let it stop me from doing for what I like to do."
And I think that's an important message for anybody.
You're kind of modest.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I mean, modesty obviously is a big character trait for Rusty, but I think the message, though, is very clear, is that what we want to do, we should still do regardless. And I think that's a very important message. I mean, by the way, everybody, Mark is back. Just wave so everybody knows you're unfrozen, Mark. There we go. All right, very good. So, Rusty, I think that's a great message, and I hope, and maybe you do, and I apologize by asking this question if it sounds ignorant on my part. I hope you go out to other organizations, Action, and not necessarily within Kiwanis, but speak in front of other groups to share your story about how you live your life because you just set your mind to it.
As you all know, I'm also on the board of directors through UCP through Mark.
Wow.
So, if you don't mind, Mark, do you want to share for what I do with the UCP, if you don't mind?
Yeah, and I'd like to add, our tagline at United Cerebral Palsy is a life without limits. And the idea is individuals with developmental disabilities often were raised to be very dependent. And what we're trying to work with people to realize is they have choices, that they can move towards independence and take control of what do they want in their lives. And Rusty's a great example of that. He has jumped in there on both Kiwanis and serving on our board. And besides, I think Rusty knows more people in the community than I do. The guy's out there all the time. And but he has learned so much because we give him the opportunity to fully engage, and he's responded. I mean, I went to the Kiwanis meeting. We recognized Slow Kiwanis as our service group of the year for your action clubs, which are a great opportunity for people with developmental disabilities. And Rusty was running the meeting. I was like, this is so cool that Rusty is present and is running this meeting, and he was being supported, but he did a great job, and that's kind of the whole thing. If we give people a chance and let them go out there, they'll learn and be able to participate more in our communities.
I just want to recognize a few names in the chat room. Of course, our good friend John is out there. Thank you very much. A new name that I've not seen before jump in there, Rajan. Thank you, Rajan. I'd love to know where you're currently watching, where you reside, because obviously you're a Kiwanian or follow it from somewhere, and I appreciate that. John is out in the country stick, so I guess everybody knows that about John. By the way, if you're watching us on YouTube, you can put your comments in there because we can pull those out as well and comment to your questions on any of the YouTube channels. There's my good friend Jennifer out in Hawaii right now. She is a
Aloha!
There you go.
From the Central Coast.
That's right. She is celebrating her last day of teaching before spring break as well. So you know what she's going to do for the next 10 days or so. It looks like hello from Angelo, sorry, from the Kiwanis Club of Windsor, and I see a Canadian flag there. So we are officially international, eh? Anyway, sorry. John made me do it. I can't help that. So thank you for watching up in Canada. Thank you for joining us. So Kiwanis International obviously has the name international for a reason. Governor Val, we started this show or continued the concept of the show after Christina von Lindenberg, when I did the show with her about our division. You and I talked about this show going international, and it's succeeding. Here we have Canada. I want to hear where Rajan's from. We've had people from other parts of the world join in the past. This has to excite you for people around the world to hear from Rusty and Mark.
It's more than exceeding my expectations. Because, I think that this show is a bit of information and the oomph, and it just really connects us around the world with different programs that are going on. And it's exciting to wake up on Fridays and do this. And especially talking with Mark, because Mark, your program, you said it was a misnomer, that it's just UCP. But I know that there are a lot of people around the country that would love to partner with UCP and do some of the programs. What are some of the different programs that you offer? And tell us a little bit about it. And should we wait till after break to get into detail, Aaron, or are we good?
I think that's a good idea. We're up against it. That's what we call a tease. So this way nobody will drop off. I do want to before we go to break, though, I do want to send a special shout out to Susan Wells, and go to the Kiwanis Connects Facebook page, everybody. And I screenshotted a wonderful message that I received on behalf for Val and I regarding the show. We'll talk about that as well. We are reaching the people that we want to reach about Kiwanis, to educate newer Kiwanians, re-educate longtime Kiwanis. It doesn't matter. If you have, I'm going to screw it up, I knew it. If you have this symbol right here, anywhere in your life, then you know how important we are to the world, and we are here to let everybody else know about it. With that, we are going to step aside for our first break. When we come back, you can see the four squares will still be there. We're going to talk about what Val just brought up and then some. Thank you for watching. We'll be right back. Kiwanis International is a global community of clubs, members, and partners dedicated to improving the lives of children one community at a time. Today, we stand with more than 550,000 members, from K-Kids to Key Club to Kiwanis, for all ages in over 80 countries around the world. Each community has different needs, and Kiwanis empowers members to pursue creative ways to serve the needs of children, such as fighting hunger, improving literacy, and offering guidance. Kiwanis clubs host nearly 150,000 service projects each year. For more information, visit www.kiwanis.org. Hi, everybody. Aaron Phillips here, inviting you to join me every Saturday from 12 to 1 p.m. right here on Worldwide Digital Broadcasting TV on my show, Aaron's Hour with Aaron Phillips. I bring to you the movers and shakers of Las Vegas and really all around the world. It's also fun, entertaining, silly, goofy, informative, everything you'd want to be entertained by on a Saturday, except no politics, no religion. As I said, it's designed to be a fun show. Remember, that's every Saturday from 12 to 1 p.m. Pacific, right here, Aaron's Hour, Worldwide Digital Broadcasting TV. Hey, welcome back to the Kiwanis Connect show. Who was that handsome devil on that last message there? Anyway, I brought up the message from Susan Wells. And Val, if I can indulge you, do you mind if I read this and share this with people?
Oh, I'd love it if you do.
So Susan Wells messaged me. She's a transition specialist at Taft College, and she's a member of the Kiwanis Club of Taft Division 33. She says, hello, Aaron. I just want to let you know I love your show, Kiwanis Connects. Very informative, great topics, and funny. Well, that's what it's all about, isn't it? No, I'm only kidding. I'm a new Kiwanian as of August 2022, but I've learned so much about what Kiwanis is all about through your show. I will be attending the mid-year conference in Burbank. I hope we can meet. So thank you, Susan, for taking the time to share your feelings about the show. And I'm hoping I know there's many others out there, and we appreciate you doing that. Also, the commercial that you guys saw, the Kiwanis Connects, the Kiwanis commercial that you saw at the beginning of that break, I just want to remind everybody out there, that commercial is now pinned to the top of the Kiwanis Connects Facebook page. Why do I mention that? Well, as a little additional fundraiser for our head honcho up there, Governor Val, if you would like that commercial customized with your club information on the tail end, very simple to do. $75 contribution. For more information, just email me at kiwanisconnects@gmail.com. We will reply with all the information. Now, if you want a totally customized commercial with all just your club, we are offering a 30, 60, 90-second commercial, totally customized, including scripting and voiceover. I will not give those numbers out because I don't want to keep taking time away. Just email me. I'll get all the information there. It is pinned to the top for everybody to look at. All right. I got to do commercials. That's how we pay the bills around here. I hate to do it. But anyway, all right. So welcome back, Governor Val.
Absolutely.
I'm going to throw it back, especially when it benefits you. We're going to throw it back to you to continue with the question you asked.
Well, I want to know, Mark, if you, after the show, if you could send us your commercial, we would love to show that as well. Because I know that you have a couple specials, 30-second and 1-minuters. And I would love to highlight you on another show through our commercials, because what you do is amazing. And so last time when I saw you talked about some of the different programs that you do. So leisure trips and all kinds of things, and recovery for stroke victims so they can learn to cook again. And I was writing so curious. It's like, tell me about some of this program.
Yeah, so when we first got started way back in 1987, one of the big deals were that adults would go home from their programs like at 4 o'clock, and they had no way to get out in the community in the evenings or on the weekends. And so we worked with the day programs and used their vans and their drivers to empower people to call us up and set up their own rides, because before that, they were dependent on their parents or their care provider to set up their trips. So we empowered them, and that program is now huge. And everybody thinks about their weekends, and it's a door-to-door service. And if they need some support, the driver can go with them in the community. And that led us to get into more transportation for seniors and veterans. But we use our vehicles, and a great program we have is the CIP tours, where we take trips outside of the county. So we've done week-long trips to Washington, D.C., New York, Chicago, but usually they're little 3-day trips. Like Rusty was just on one. We went up to San Francisco and went to the Warriors game and had great seats, and the Warriors came back from behind and won the game, and it was great. So we do trips to Disneyland. We're going to New Orleans for a week in May. And the individuals save up their money and pay for going on the trips, just like you and I do when we go on our vacations. And but the experiences they have, they stay in nice hotels, they go out to eat, and they really interact with people they don't know. It's great to stand back and watch them just, making friends from complete strangers and really engaging in the outside world, just like we do.
I love it.
Yeah, so our website is ucp-slo.org. Another great program we have is we're really trying to get technology into the hands of all our adults so they can do Zoom meetings. And so we provide laptops and iPads to them. And then we also do classes at night. So they not only get, like, we have current events or music club, but they not only get to learn more, but they see all their friends during the classes. We'll get 12 or 15 people on there. And what Valerie was talking about is we're working on most of our people can't read, and their inability to cook is one of their biggest barriers to living on their own. So we're developing a visual cookbook that shows them just survival cooking, kind of like how I cook, a hot
I was just
dog
going to say, I'll take
using
one.
a microwave, and,
Yes.
just enough to keep me alive. And but have it all visual, and so they can review it, and also we can talk about going shopping and give them those skills so they can actually, when they do move into their own apartment, they can cook for themselves.
Mark, there's a comment there that is up on the screen. Jennifer from Hawaii says it's very nice to hear, but John says, Mark, if you're going to be at Midyear in Burbank, please stop by his booth. He's got a stroke awareness information booth. He had a stroke and he'd love to share the stories, and thank you for what you do. So will you be at Midwinter next week?
I will not. Rusty, are you going to be there?
No. I have to
Well,
work.
that's it. Cancel Midwinter. These guys are not going to be there. No Midwinter.
I can't do that, but I do know some people from there.
But I'll just say this for
Not
John.
happening.
If you are there, and I saw your question, I'm glad for what you are doing. I'm support you no matter what it is, what you have. But if you ever come to San Luis Obispo, I will give you a tour of San Luis Obispo with all you and your friends if you ever want that sometime.
If he doesn't, I'll
what a
take
great
it.
offer.
That's
I
really
love
cool.
it.
That's really cool. Again,
So I want to ask Rusty. Rusty, what is your favorite part of what you do with UCP?
Well, my favorite part is helping people for what they do, what they're struggling in. Like Mark said, I just came back from a UCP trip with him when we went to San Francisco. For myself, I was helping getting the clients their luggage on and off the bus, making sure they got the right luggage. That's an example. But most of all, I like helping out with my other peers, making sure they're doing okay, making sure they're enjoying their nice vacation or whatnot.
Rusty, I want to ask this question, if you don't mind. Now, we're talking about, obviously, your involvement with Kiwanis, working with John, but that's not all you do. You also have a full-time job, right?
Yes. I'm working 2 days a week over at Achievement House, at a little bargain store right down the street from my house every Sunday and Wednesday. And I also go out in the community, try to help Mark's what is it? We have the Nights Without Limits coming up in April. And Nights Without Limits, what it is we're grabbing businesses, trying to see if they can give us donations for live auctions, silent auctions. On all the money that we raise, we help people that go to camp, go to like CIP tours. We have different things that people that don't have a chance to go to.
Rusty, can you explain for people who don't know outside of the area what Achievement House is and the type of services it provides?
Achievement House is a nonprofit organization with adults with disabilities. They have staff that's out there training and giving people the opportunity to get a real job out in the real world. They are out in the community. We sell plants, we sell furniture, we sell clothing, we have janitorial crews. We have a lot of programs out there at Achievement House that willing to help people with disabilities.
You froze for a second there, Rusty. What is the?
I didn't froze. You froze.
It's our fault. John, get better equipment over here. I have two follow-up questions about Achievement House. Number one, do they take donations from general public if somebody were to go on? And if so, what's the website or how to do that?
It's www.achievementhouse.org. It's the website. That's always we're on Facebook. We're also on Instagram. If you want to go on Instagram, you'll see just look up Achievement House, hit on that, and it'll show you all the different things, different videos that we do, different programs. Right now, coming up in March 22nd, I think, we are doing a barbecue fundraiser like you're doing, Mark. That's coming up. It's the same thing. All the money that they get when they get the tri-tips and everything, all the money goes to our program.
So
Nice.
what is your favorite program, Rusty, that needs financial support?
Right now, we're trying to keep our program open because we don't get very much because due to financial and stuff. But what Kiwanis did, what we did is we did a virtual golf tournament fundraiser, and our Kiwanis group, San Luis Obispo Morning Kiwanis Club, we gave a $400 check to our nonprofit organization at Achievement House, and we do one for the First Tee program. We do all different kinds.
So Val knows I go off the rails periodically because I too love helping everybody. So we have about 30 or so minutes left of today's show. So Rusty, I'm going to do something that I hope every Kiwanian that's watching does something that either matches me or down the line when they see the replay, they do it. When I get home today, Rusty, I'm going to send a $100 donation to Achievement House in your name to be applied however the organization needs it. And I'm going to put an offer, not an offer, I'm going to put the gauntlet on the table for anybody who's watching. You don't have to match the 100. You just make a donation today. John, you're giving me a thumbs up. What does that mean?
Me too.
It is a thumb, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, just want to make sure. Are you doing the same as me?
You bet.
Okay.
I'll match you.
So we now have $200. The owner of our studio is matching my 100. So any
I'll make a donation too. I can't guarantee it's 100.
Oh, that's okay. John is just
whatever.
John is just stupid enough to
My friends are telling me thank you right now. They're at my house. They're waiting for me to get off here. But.
Well, any Kiwanian that's going to do that, please message me that you did, and I would love to get a tally of how much is donated based on the next 30 minutes. So far, we have 200 plus. Let's put it that way at this time. We'll make the transactions in. So, guys, you have 30 minutes. All right. Val, I'm going to take it back to you. I just want to do a quick reset. You are watching the Kiwanis Connects show, coming to you live from the WWDBTV studios in the heart of Las Vegas, Nevada. Today, we're talking about the connection between United Cerebral Palsy and Kiwanis because a great ambassador by the name of Rusty Davis is here with us. Mark Shaver from UCP. Of course, I'm going to screw this up, aren't I? Yes, I am. Right over here is Governor Val. To my left, you're right. I have to keep practicing this. There we go. There's Rusty over there. And oh, look, I'm getting this right. There's Mark over there. Look at that. I got 2 out of 3. So please share the feed with everybody. Those of you who are watching and sending messages, thank you, thank you, thank you. Please keep them coming. Again, the website is in the chat room right now. John will post it up for you all to join me in a little bit of a quickie fundraiser. We call this like a mob flash fundraiser. So we have 200 plus so far. Let's see what we can do in the next 30 minutes. Governor Val, take it away.
So one of the things that I'd love to know is how can different communities partner with you, Mark, to provide more services or be able to do volunteer work with you?
Yeah, so a big part of what United Cerebral Palsy does is not only support individuals with disabilities, but work out in the community to make people more aware of, if you need to hire somebody with a disability. They're very, very reliable workers. Their job is very important to them. So a lot of it is educating the community to just open their doors to people with developmental disabilities. And when I look back to when I started as a teacher 40 years ago, I realized we were part of the problem because we were trying to protect adults with developmental disabilities from somehow getting hurt or abused. And so we prevented them from going out in the community and learning, and if you remember back when you were a kid, that's how you learned. You took your knocks and you learned from, making mistakes and all that. And so that's what we understand now. We've got to give people with disabilities the opportunity to go out there, keep them safe, but also get them out there so they get all these learning opportunities and learn how to be more independent and do what they want to improve their own lives. It's easy for me to try to fix the world for people, but it's better if I can teach them how they can change the system to make it better for themselves.
Absolutely. I love that point. I spend 3 days a week working for our school district here where I tutor elementary kids in reading. And one of the stories that two of my groups just started reading about was Helen Keller. And everybody knows the story about Helen Keller with her disability, sight, hearing, and all that stuff. But the important message in there, which is what was echoed that Rusty said early on, she didn't give up. She learned to read, she learned to write, she learned to speak, she went to groups to talk, and how her, as it was classified in this passage, handicaps did not stop her from living a normal life. Now, it was a little different normal than you and me and everybody, mostly everybody watching. I just like the fact that whatever the life that Rusty and or the Rusties of the world, that's their normal. That's their world. And I love the fact that tools are being provided to Rusty and Rusty's, we're going to call it Rusty's universe, to have the tools to live a life that's normal for that is classified as normal, period. We have to get rid of the disability. We have to get rid of the handicaps, whatever it is. People living their normal life, whatever that is, and that should be what everybody focuses on if that's what makes them happy.
Hear, hear.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. And that's the ability to let them make choices, because really what I have found is the most excitement for the people that I work with is just to be part of their community, to be able to contribute and have a job and live in their own place. They're not thinking about graduating for college and all that, but they want to be in the game. And that's what UCP is all about, is helping break down any barriers that would be in the way of somebody trying to go for a life without limits for them.
Absolutely. And one of the things I used to do when I was actually working, because I'm retired now, is when I worked at a place called Cogswell College, we actually hired a crew of folks to work in our offices. And people would say, why do you do that? Why do you have them working in your admissions office? And I shared with them that these are folks that want to work. They work hard. And they are absolutely amazing people to have in our offices. And I could tell you, I could depend on them, because once we trained them appropriately and understood what kind of training they needed, they showed up, they did their job, they didn't complain, and they enjoyed interacting with the staff and students on campus. And at that point, it stopped being a they, and it was, we work together, and it's a we. And that's been so much fun. So much fun. So I'm so glad you guys are here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't know if you guys have an opportunity to read all the comments. I'm looking at our views on screen that I'm seeing off of the one here in studio. And so far, this is the highest number of live views we have for one of our shows that I could recall. So this is obviously a topic that's touching the hearts of many people, being reshared, and absolutely, I think is an important message. So Rusty, here's why I want to pose a question to you.
Okay.
This almost could be like a wrestling question, because I do wrestling commentary. So Rusty, if you have people what is your message to people that maybe whose families have somebody that can use the services of Achievement House or UCP, and they're kind of on the fence, yes, no, what should we do? Rusty, give them a message for me, would you please?
Sure. all the family and people are out there that have disability kids or whatever the disability that your kids may have, don't hesitate to call any programs in your area. They'll give you an insight on what programs are out there, what programs will work for your kid, and not only that, there are programs that will enjoy helping you guys out so you don't have to worry about stressing anything. Just let them do their work and let them enjoy for what they are willing to do as if they have their own kids.
Right on. Mark, what's your contact information for UCP and the products and services you offer?
So our website is ucp-slo.org, and our phone number is 805-543-2039.
Can you give that number again, please?
Yeah, 805-543-2039.
All right. And the website one more time, just because in this industry, you got to repeat things 3 times before people get it.
Yeah. So ucp-slo.org.
All right. Plus,
I just like to add on. Rusty is a great example of an individual that has had huge growth, and the biggest sign is coming from a dependency where people were taking care of you. When you start giving to others and providing service, it's such a big growth item. And Rusty has really reached that level where it's not about what he's getting. He's learned to help others. And it's really a great thing to see.
I think that's great because as we were sitting here after we started talking at the top of the show, Val, I was thinking that same thing because, first of all, we had to have our first time on a stage in front of people, and without any kind of setbacks. And it was scary as crap the very first time when I spoke in front of a Kiwanis group when I was lieutenant governor. That was only 5 people in the room. You know what I'm saying? And to see and hear Rusty's story to come on, and Rusty, you seem like a veteran at doing interviews. So I don't know if this is the first one or the millionth one, but for now the world to see that, like you just said, Mark, Rusty is the perfect example of how somebody like Rusty in Rusty's universe, and I'm going to coin that phrase like Taco Tuesday, 2 for 2 Taco Tuesday, Val. You are the ambassador for that. And here you are talking on a platform literally that millions of people around the globe could be watching this moment, will be watching over the course of time because of all the outlets we have here. I mean, what better story and example can we put forth? And I wish I had a close-up. I got goosebumps all over my body as I'm saying this. What better example than a gentleman like Rusty to show the world what the programs are all about?
As I'm going to mention, I think I remember, Valerie, that I went to Wonder Valley, that big Kiwanis convention that they have every year, and not very much people know about Wonder Valley Action Club because all the Action Club members, they get together at a campsite in Wonder Valley. This is in part of our county right here. All of them, they come together and they tell their story. Like we have, there's activities going on. There's fishing, there's canoeing, there's horse carriage rides. There's a whole bunch, and plus we have programs that we talk about what we did in our community, and that's what Kiwanis is all about. We're here to help other Action Club members strive and be better on themselves, not from what everybody else is doing, but what is within their heart.
And we're going to have this Wonder Valley again. Yeah, Wonder Valley again, October 14th through the 16th. And we're hoping that we'll have even more Action Club members there this year. It was wonderful. We had over 120 participants this past ball, and Rusty was leading the way. I thought that he was actually the king of the camp, and it was absolutely amazing. And the one thing that I took away from that was I was sitting by a young man, and he kept saying to me, "This is the first time since COVID started that I've been away from my parents, and I can be me."
Absolutely.
Wow, that's the gift. That's the gift.
Right on.
Just to interrupt your sir, Delilah Guzman.
Yep.
Just made a donation.
Woo woo!
Thank you,
Delilah. Thank you.
Valerie,
You are a warm-hearted person. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Valerie, that's such a good point. Is we got to realize, just like all of us, we're all very unique individuals, and it's the same thing with people with disabilities. They all are very unique. They have different interests, and it's important to support them as individuals, not just do programs to keep them busy, but actually let them realize who they are and what are their dreams. What do they want different in their lives? And again, help them, empower them to make the behaviors that get to their goals. And that's something that can go, even if you can't find a program in your neighborhood, you can still support that idea of letting them be individuals and giving them the power to determine who they want to be.
I think that's great, Val. We're going to get ready to step aside for our final break of the show. So I'm just tallying here. Good thing I have a degree from Penn State to do math. But you have a pen? Yeah, give me your abacus, John. It seems to be that thus far, with about 15 minutes left, $275 within the last 15 minutes has been donated. We have 15 more minutes. I'd love to at least maybe double that before we get off the air, but anything you can do would be greatly appreciated. Val, do these gentlemen want to stick around for our last segment for Val on the Road and other announcements and stuff, or should we let them go live their lives the rest of the day?
I think we should let them go live their lives. They're probably under evacuation warning like we are here in Monterey. And so looking at the lights and everything. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you both so much for being a part of this show. I know that we are going to have a lifelong relationship, and I love what UCP does. I'm looking forward to the unveiling of the new name, because you need a name that includes all of what you do. So thank you both.
Before I go, Valerie, and everybody that's listening to our live broadcast here, yours truly, my Kiwanis members are doing a book drive for Kids in the Plaza on April 8th. So if people that live in my area want to help us give out books, please do so. It'll be great. You'll make the kids feel warm in their heart, grabbing their first book that never had a book before. So again, I just want to say thank you, both of you, for letting me have a chance to come on to this program. And if you ever need me again, I'm willing to do this again.
Well, Rusty, I can say for me, it's been an honor to have you on the show. And listen, as far as I'm concerned, you should be president of the United States. How about that?
I wish, but I can't be like that right now. I don't have the. I say I don't have, but I'm just saying is I don't have the tendency to do all the math, signing all the books, signing all the papers, but I can do autographs. That's what I can do.
So I'm just going to say this.
In other words, he's too smart.
He's too smart. John says you're too smart to be president. I was just going to say, for everybody watching, insert your own political joke there, since we don't really talk too much about it. Mark, thank you for coming on. Rusty, please keep us informed of any updated news. And when I get a final tally, I'll share it with you guys and let you know what we've done in the span of 30 minutes. All right?
Yeah, just do the final tally on my email, and I'll look at it when we're all done.
You got it. By the way, a quick reminder, don't forget to change your clocks this weekend.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
thank you to all,
I already
thank
did
you to
that.
all the Kiwanis. Appreciate your inclusion.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you,
All right,
Russ.
bye.
Be
Thank
safe.
you.
Bye.
All
Bye,
right.
guys. Bye,
With
Rusty.
that, there you go. With that, we're going to step aside real quickly for our break. I also want to thank the Kiwanis LGBT Plus Club of Southern California, who has reshared the show on their wall with listeners, and we appreciate that. There we go. Diane Anthony, another $30. Excellent. So far,
Thank
so
you,
good.
Diane.
All right. Keep them coming. I'm tallying as fast as I can. You're watching Kiwanis Connects. We'll be right back.
I'm Matt.
I'm Chief.
And I'm Aaron, and together we are
Thoughts count anywhere.
Join us every Saturday from 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific time.
right here on WWDBTV Network and all the shows that are available for you to watch. And why is that?
Because the Chief says so.
Are you looking for someone to provide training to your staff? Do you need a motivational speaker about how to handle change? Do you have an upcoming event that needs an MC to handle those responsibilities? Well, look no further than longtime Las Vegas radio personality Aaron Phillips. I am local to Las Vegas and I can blend my talents with any audience. For more information, please visit www.aaronphillipsvoice.com and book me for your next event or training needs.
I swear I need to do a fundraiser, give John a real clock to give me a good countdown when we come back. But anyway, welcome back to Kiwanis Connects.
It's up on the screen.
Oh, it is on the screen. I forget that. Yeah. I'm busy with everything here because I'm tallying. Delia Guzman, thank you so very much. Another $25. If my math is correct, that should be taking us up to 3 to move the toe over here. We're over $300 so far. So that is great. Thank you so very much for that. All right. Just a quick reminder, as I mentioned those guys before they left, this weekend, Saturday night before you go to bed, or if you go to bed before it becomes Saturday night, move your clocks ahead 1 hour. We lose it. So I hope I get an extra hour on the cruise to make up for it. Yeah, right.
Right.
So move your clocks. All right.
Wait, you won't be on the cruise when we move the clocks.
Why? Why won't I be on the cruise when I move the clock? I know there's a joke coming. So,
We're doing it tomorrow night.
right. Well, you know what I mean.
When are you going on the cruise?
Oh, that's right. We're doing that tomorrow. That's true. Well, it'll bring me an hour closer to going on the cruise. I don't know. It'll move me an hour closer to my cruise. There you go.
That's the way to positive look.
Listen, Rusty has me so gaga over what he does, I can't think straight. God bless him. All right, Val, is it time to let everybody know where you're going? If so, we're going to cue it up. All right. John takes a lot of pride in that intro now.
Oh, I love that. I love that. And I brought my mascot with me today because Callie and I are going to be traveling a lot over this weekend. This afternoon, we're traveling to Bakersfield because I have my first governor's visit in the Bakersfield area. It's been a long time since I've been there with Division 33 and Division 18. And we're going to have a great time tomorrow. Then we head down to El Segundo. And as El Segundo, our Harbor City, Loma Linda, to do our Division 19 and 15's governor visit on Sunday, and then heading down to Burbank. And it is going to be a blast because we're getting ready to have Mid-Year South. And our special keynote speaker is Jackie Joyner-Kersey. And everybody who is registered for the event, I know, I'm so sorry. I keep rubbing it in. But Jackie is going to debut her brand new book. Everybody who's registered gets her book, and an opportunity to maybe book her to come speak in your town and read to kids in your neighborhood. Her 10 principles are amazing, and so she's going to share a little bit about that on the show next week. And so we have also got Delia Guzman, who's out there opening a club in Coachella Valley. And so we want to give her all the love and support that she needs because they're looking for a few more amazing community members to join that club. And they're going to do great things. And our Reading club is Reading Sundial Club. And it's not just Reading, it's Reading Sundial. It has their first service project coming up real soon. And so Kiwanians are just doing amazing things around the world, and especially in our district. I love to brag about what our people are doing and the fundraising that they're doing. Even in Los Osos, they raised over $8,200 to help people who had who were victims of the floods in January. And
Wow.
that's a very small town. And for them to do that in one afternoon, that's absolutely huge. And so I know that they're going to be doing some fundraising again because we're all along the Central Coast and evacuation warning zone. We're expected to get up to 12 inches of rain in the mountains here. And that's rain that's also going on top of the snow that's in the Sierras. So it's going to get kind of dicey.
Is all that helping your drought out there?
We hope so. The lakes have risen, so that's really
Well,
good.
that's good. Just do me a favor, send some of it to Lake Mead over here, will you please?
Yeah.
If I could, if I could wriggle my nose like Bewitched and get it there, I would do it in a heartbeat. Absolute heartbeat.
If my calculations are correct, which I can't guarantee, because I think I counted somebody twice, I think we're at 3:35. So far, so good. We have about 5 or 6 minutes left of the show. Now, if memory serves from last week's show, tentatively April 14th, you may be here live in the studio tentatively. Is that correct still?
Tentatively, yes. If I can't get there sooner, because I'm really thinking I might be able to get there sooner, but I'll let you know.
Yeah.
You good?
Shut up, John. No.
But I do want to do a shout out to the UCP in Stanislaus County. Our friend Chris Martin has been watching today, and Chris has a buddy program that has turned into an action club. And buddy program is something that I think is absolutely brilliant because people are doing all kinds of crafts. And whenever I've joined in on the Zooms, they've had karaoke, they've had luau's, and all kinds of things. And Chris has made sure that the pandemic didn't slow them down. It didn't isolate them more, because
Right.
one of the things that happened during the pandemic is that almost all of our action clubs were impacted. Half of them went away
Wow.
because people didn't know how to interact if people weren't in person.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that they really sold our action clubbers short, because our action club folks are technologically savvy. Their caregivers are technologically savvy, and it just means that their meetings are a little bit shorter, but they want to do things. They want to do like the YMCA does down in Burbank, which is Zumba online. They want to have parties online, and they want to be able to just say, "Hey, I see my friend."
Yeah.
And that's the
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's, I think to a certain extent, the likes of you and me and all the Kiwanis leaders and everybody who's in there, when we talk about it, we're preaching to the choir because we've lived it. We've done it. Sometimes we go away from Kiwanis for a while, but we always tend to find our way back to Kiwanis at different points in our lives. But the messages that we talk about here on the show, I hope those of you who are out there are resharing the show links or asking people to go watch, because these shows should really be the commercial for Kiwanis for your club, your division, your district, and KI. If you're watching, we can do customized videos for you too, by the way. But we want our message to go outside of the Kiwanis family to those within the community that still think we're an Australian airline company. Okay. And so we need to spread the word about Kiwanis and what we share here and what we do. Because as I was listening to Mark talk, I got to thinking, I rarely hear about UCP here in Vegas. I don't know if there's a program here at all, let alone a program like what they do there with the ride stuff and what Rusty has been afforded. I would love to know that. I don't know. And now I've got some homework to do when I get home, just out of curiosity. But these messages really need to go outside of the Kiwanis family and let others know the goodness that we are since the early 1915, 17, whatever the date is. We've been around the block a little bit and kind of know what we're doing to support the community. So I'll get off my soapbox now.
And you can modify parts of the show. You don't have to show the whole show, but you can show a segment as the beginning of a meeting. It's a great way to use what's here. But, I love our Fridays together. Thank you so much
Well, thank
for
you.
being here. Everybody who's watching us, thank you for doing what you do. Because Kiwanis is a lifetime experience, and we're all family from our Action Club, Builders Club, Key Wins, Circle K. We're all a part of the Kiwanis family. So mahalo.
Absolutely. So, ditto, or as they say from the South, shalom, y'all. A couple of programming notes. Make sure you tune in tomorrow from 9 to 11 a.m. Thoughts Count Anywhere. Myself, Chief Matt, and the historian will be talking about the world of professional wrestling and then some for 2 hours to 11 a.m. Top of the hour tomorrow, Aaron's Hour with Aaron Phillips, which is a good thing that's my name because otherwise the title of that show wouldn't make sense. Yeah, I'm going to be joined by a co-host, or actually a show host right here on WWDBTV. Thank you, Leanne, as always, for watching. Mac Jackson Jr., he hosts Cybersecurity. What's it? Cybersecurity TV.
Security Awareness TV.
Thank you. What John said, Cybersecurity Awareness TV. He will be joining me during the show to talk about cybersecurity for your business, but I'm sure it'll filter over to your personal. And a very special birthday will be celebrated here live in studio for a young man who's celebrating a birthday tomorrow that I met at Sam's Town a couple of weeks ago, who became my little protege, my mini-me. He's going to be much better than me anyway. Don't tell anybody, but his parents are bringing him here tomorrow as a surprise because I offered him an opportunity anytime he wants to come to the studio because he has a future in broadcasting. So his parents are bringing him here. He does not know that. So please, world, don't let him know. That's why I'm not giving you the name. But you're not going to want to miss it because it's going to be full of cuteness. You know what I'm saying? 11 years old, I think he's turning tomorrow. So how can you go wrong with that? All right. With that, I'm going to end with a joke because I can. Don't ask me why, but I'm going to. First of all, I want to remind everybody, be kind to everybody, especially me after this joke, because why? We're all we have. Governor Val, here's your joke. I know you didn't ask for this, but I'm going to do it anyway. What's a cucumber's favorite sport?
Squash.
Oh, not bad if I said a vegetable, but it's the, go ahead.
Pickleball.
Pickleball is the correct answer from the guy up in the booth. Pickleball is his favorite sport. You know what? The sad part is all these jokes can be found on the internet. That's the sad part. So, all right, Governor Val.
I know where I spend my time.
That's right. Val, final thought before we say goodbye.
I am beyond thrilled, and I think we're going to have a pickleball tournament at DCon just because pickleball is the highlight of many people's days and lives, and anybody with any level of ability can play. Was I able to tie that together?
Oh no, that was well done. Actually, I'm glad that was the joke. See, you're going to learn. You're going to educate. You're going to educate yourself on this industry so much by the time we're done. And with that note, if anybody's watching in any other district, wherever around the world, if you want to know how to do what we do here to have fun, just reach out to us, KiwanisConnects@gmail.com. All right, I will see you all in 2 weeks. I will miss Jackie Joyner-Kersey, but who knows? Maybe I'll sneak in for a couple of seconds. Who knows? Anyway, have a great week from all of us here at Kiwanis Connects. We'll see you next time right here.